Imagine this. You're floating in the vast emptiness of space, staring at the swirling, colorful bands of Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system. It's a mesmerizing sight, a colossal sphere of gas, storms raging across its surface, with no solid ground in sight. But then, something goes wrong. Your spacecraft malfunctions, and suddenly, you're pulled toward the planet's immense gravity. There's no turning back now. What would happen if you fell into Jupiter? The journey would be unlike anything you've ever experienced, a terrifying, violent, and ultimately fatal plunge into the unknown. As you begin your descent, the first thing you'd notice is the sheer speed at which you're accelerating. Jupiter's gravity is more than 2.5 times stronger than Earth's, meaning you'd be pulled in faster and faster with each passing second. The outer layers of Jupiter's atmosphere are mostly hydrogen and helium, but they're not as thin as you might expect. Even at the very edges, the pressure is already building, and as you dive deeper, the air around you starts to feel thicker, almost like plunging into an ocean. The temperature would be your next concern. At the upper reaches of Jupiter's atmosphere, it's freezing around minus 145 degrees Celsius, minus 234 degrees Fahrenheit. But as you fall further, the heat begins to rise dramatically. Friction from the increasing atmospheric pressure and the planet's internal heat would start to cook you alive. Within minutes, the outside of your body would be scorched, and if you weren't already dead from extreme forces, the heat alone would ensure a gruesome end. But let's say, somehow, you survive the initial fall. What then? Jupiter's atmosphere isn't just a uniform blanket of gas, it's a chaotic, turbulent mess of storms and winds that could rip you apart. The Great Red Spot, a storm larger than Earth that's been raging for centuries, is just one example of the violent weather you'd encounter. Winds here can reach speeds of over 600 kilometers per hour, 307 miles per hour, tossing you around like a leaf in a hurricane. Even if your body somehow held together, the sheer force of these winds would tear you to pieces long before you reach the planet's depths. As you continue falling, the pressure around you becomes unimaginable. Earth's atmosphere at sea level is about 1 bar of pressure. On Jupiter, just a few hundred kilometers down, the pressure rises to thousands of bars, enough to crush a submarine like a soda can. Your body, made mostly of water and soft tissue, would be compressed beyond recognition. Bones would shatter, organs would collapse, and within seconds, you'd be reduced to a tiny, dense speck of matter. But the nightmare doesn't end there. Jupiter's interior is a mystery, but scientists believe that beneath the crushing layers of gas, there might be a vast ocean of liquid metallic hydrogen, a form of hydrogen so pressurized that it behaves like a metal. If your remains somehow made it this far, they'd be dissolved into this strange, electrically conductive fluid, becoming part of Jupiter itself. And if you sank even deeper, the core of Jupiter is thought to be a molten mix of rock and metal with temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. Any last traces of you would be vaporized instantly. In the end, falling into Jupiter isn't just a death sentence, it's a complete annihilation. There's no surviving the planet's extreme gravity, crushing pressure, scorching heat, or violent storms. You wouldn't just die, you'd be erased, your atoms scattered and absorbed into the planet's swirling depths. Jupiter is a beautiful but merciless giant, and any encounter with it would be the last thing you ever experienced. So, the next time you gaze up at Jupiter in the night sky, remember, it's a world of unimaginable fury, a place where even the bravest explorers would meet a swift and brutal end. Falling into Jupiter isn't just science fiction, it's one of the most horrifying ways to go in the entire solar system.